It's like plus 35. There's no way I can be in here right now without this fan on. Again, hopefully it doesn't compromise the audio too much, but I can't survive without it right now. I want to talk about feeling insignificant. Something I struggle with that definitely relates to my anxiety because it relates to mortality and my feelings about living and death, because those two are so much the same thing. Being aware of life, to me, is being aware of death. First 30 seconds got heavy. Yeah, I don't know if anyone else has this phenomena, but there are times where, I mean, I don't know how it relates to feeling insignificant, but it just does somehow. I'll be walking through the mall or downtown or something where there's a lot of people, and suddenly it'll hit me like, whoa, every one of these people is like me, for the most part, in the fact that they have a brain and they have a heart and a soul or whatever, right? That they have their own things. Like I'm walking in the mall and I mean, this happened to me a couple weeks ago. I'm having like just thoughts of my own. I'm conscious and I'm aware and living and an autonomous being. And I'm having these thoughts as I'm reacting to the stimuli around me or my own stimuli in my life. And I'm like, man, everyone I see is having that too. Every person I see is having like this private little thing that's going on inside them, and that blows my mind. And then it makes me think we have way too many people on Earth, and it just relates to overpopulation and like mortality and significance of us as humans on the Earth. I don't know, it's just a whole big mess. But it like freaks me out. It makes me feel very anxious, and I'm like, it's kind of like feeling like we're thinking about eternal life or, immortality. Like that concept is so huge, I can't comprehend it, I don't understand it, I don't know how to feel, like I just feel too much things that I don't understand. So it's kind of what it's like when I'm like, wow, every person that I see has their own thing going on, has their own thoughts and feel. Like it just brings me back to, it doesn't humble me, it doesn't bring me back to a place where I'm like, oh, I'm centered and I feel good, like knowing that, I don't know, it just makes me feel really small, insignificant, and like, it's that thing of like, yeah, everyone has got this thing going on with their brain, everyone's thinking and conscious and aware for the most part. So, I mean, generally everyone that I see while I'm out and about is, and it's just, it blows my mind, and it makes me feel very uncomfortable. But feeling insignificant in general makes me feel uncomfortable. I know some people have this real nihilistic view of things, and I do not. And yeah, it makes me feel weird. I talked before about wanting to feel important and having all this stuff. Actually, I think it was in the introduction to the YouTube channel where I talked about, of course I want to feel important. Like, I don't remember exactly what I said. That was, like 6 months ago now. But, yeah, it's not necessarily like wanting to feel important. I don't know what other word to give it. It's not, significant, I guess. I'm wanting to feel like I matter because I am here. And if I am here, then I would like to matter. Like, I know, like I said, there's a lot of people who are just like, no, we're just a thing. We're a speck of organism that just lives and dies, and that's it. What is our function? That could be a whole other conversation as to what are humans' function on Earth other than a cancer that destroys the Earth, but that's for another time. But yeah, like there's a lot of people just like, yeah, I just don't think about it. I just enjoy my time here, and I don't really think about my purpose. And I don't mean like my purpose as in like, what is life's purpose? Like, what is, like I don't mean like that. I just mean, I don't know what I mean. I don't know how to explain it, which is why I'm talking about it, I guess. I just have this thing, like I said, it's related to anxiety and mortality of significance, of feeling insignificant. And when I feel that way, or I'm reminded of that, or whatever, I don't even know what to call it, I get anxious and I don't like that feeling. It's super uncomfortable to feel that way. And it's not that I don't believe I have worth. That's not what I mean. Because I know that I do have worth and that I have influenced people in a positive way just by interacting with them and having relationships with them and talking with them, whatever, right? And the same thing that, you know, people have those influences on me, inspire me to change for the better, and you know, give me their love and their time and their attention and happiness that we share. So like, it's not that I feel like, oh, I'm just a worthless piece of whatever trash and I can't help anyone or do anything. I don't know. It's more of like that big picture, like, hey, so I've influenced a couple people, or I've had a conversation with them, or taught them something in some way, formal or informal, and then they've been like, wow, like you really opened my eyes to this thing, and I think I'm going to carry that with me for the rest of my life. Let's just say it was that heavy. That doesn't, like, on the grand scheme of things, with the billions of people on this earth, like, and how short we live and how fragile our lives are, what does that mean? What does that mean to have that it's a wonderful feeling to you know, to influence someone or inspire someone or to make someone feel something positive. But in that bigger picture, it's like, well, what is that, like, you never know. Obviously, that's the thing. Is like, well, you know, that person might discover how to save the planet, or might create an invention. Like, I don't know. That's the thing. You never know what your interactions with someone will turn out to be. You just don't know. You think someone could be really insignificant, and someone else, you know, runs with that interaction in a way that could be positive or negative, or maybe just nothing happens with it. You just never know. But again, it's this thing of feeling completely insignificant in the scheme of the universe, or the world, or even the country, or even your city. Like, I don't know. It's tough. I just think of how many people exist, where our culture is at, how oversaturated we are with everything. I feel this way more and more and more just because the internet, because of technology, because I'm more aware of everyone else than I was when I was a child, because I didn't have the internet. You know, that wasn't a thing that I had access to, and people weren't using it. It wasn't a part of anyone's daily life at that point, unless you were, you know, in the process of making the internet a thing that was available to everyone. Like, it just wasn't en masse like it is now, and woven into our culture, and our culture meaning like what, Western culture, I don't know, North American culture and other people. I don't know. I'm just so aware of, yeah, even when I said like oversaturated, like, right, like music, art of any kind, like, you're just so aware of like, wow, there's like how many thousands, tens of thousands of people who are trying to create meaningful art, and how, you know, people stumble upon them and find them, and what does that mean? Like, even if you were to influence something for your lifetime, it'd be so rare. It'd be so incredibly rare, I think, to be so influential in any aspect, to really matter and be significant, maybe important in your lifetime, that a lot of people take notice. And that's where that fame thing comes in, because I'm just like, I don't need to be famous. Like, I don't know, that's not a huge desire of mine. It's really difficult. It's one of those things that, like, again, I feel like, what do I need to do? Like, there's nothing, I feel like there's nothing that makes my life significant. Or, that's not true. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it just relates back to that whole thing of like, I just want to live forever. I just don't want to die, because that sucks. So how do I not do that? And it's being aware of my existence. I don't know. I need to be so caught up in the moment that I don't think about living. That's the only way to live. Which isn't something you could do 24/7, really. I mean, if you're a billionaire and you can just like do everything on a whim and not have to think about the next couple hours even ahead of you, sure. I don't have access to that kind of funds, so unless you want to help me out. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know how all these things tie together, but for me, I feel that they do. This feeling of insignificance, and it's not, like I said, it's not because I'm a sucky person. That's not why I feel this way. It's not because I feel like, oh, I've never done anything worth doing. I believe I have. I believe I matter. I look forward to the future where I can have more interactions with people, learn from them, and they can learn from me, and we can move together in the universe in positive ways. But it's just this feeling that comes over me sometimes, of feeling so insignificant in this bigger context of whatever it might be that day, the city, the province, the country, the continent, the world. Even if it's just in a subset of a group of like, oh, as an artist, I'm insignificant. Not even just as a person, but sometimes like a specific thing. I'm significant as myself, as a whole. Like, I am a whole being that is me and no one else is me, and that's great. But I don't know. That's the thing. Is like, how do I validate my life? Is that the question I'm trying to ask? How do I not feel validated on Earth? It's not like I really want to. I don't want to end my life. I don't want to. That's not it at all. Like I said, it's not wanting to stop this. It's the very opposite of that. And I don't know how to get away from, like I said, if I could embrace that nihilistic perspective of, yeah, insignificance is fine. Like, we're all insignificant. Nobody does anything worthwhile. We're meaningless. We're just destructive things on this planet. Let's just whatever. That'd be a nice way to live, like, I guess, in a way. That's the whole ignorance is bliss thing in a way. But this is not ignorance. This is chosen philosophy or theology, or I don't know, well, not theology, but it's a chosen perspective and way of life to live. And I feel so detached from that, I don't think I could get there. But I'm envious sometimes of people who can.